Hi, and welcome to Girl in the Shed series that I've been telling you about, where I will be sharing the things that I normally share in my community garden role via video while we're closed during the COVID situation. And I'm going to try and make these really short and sweet and post lots of them, hopefully really helpful. And they'll be around community resources as usual, helpful things for you in the community, and wildlife and well-being stuff. So today I've been looking at grants. I do a lot of looking at grants for various things. And it started with me looking for grants for the community garden actually, and via that search I've come across so many grants that people could actually access if they are in financial need or in need of something else to support them. And there is no better time than now to share some of those grants with you. There are so many, so what I'll do is I'll share one grant at a time, and then I'll title the video so you can just look through. Once I've done lots of them, you can look through to see what's relevant to you or to someone you know, maybe, because not everyone, some people are too proud to, but I think at the moment I'm such a fan of people accessing these grants, because otherwise that money just sits in banks forever. But then the thing is, they're not always easy to find, because they may be, you know, they may have a really funny title. So if you put into a search engine the kind of grant or help that you need, you may not find it, but I do come across lots of them. So first of all, I thought I would just read from the where is it? I can't remember. Anyway, I was just going to read from a website what grants are about for anyone that doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about. So there are many grant giving charities around the country, around the world in fact. Lots of them focus on specific areas of the country. Some are a bit more wider focused. So there will be lots around this area of Wiltshire for people to access. The money is generally set up by somebody who has passed away, sadly, but in their will they want to benefit other people that have maybe experienced something that they perhaps experienced in their life. So a really good, for instance, would be someone that has looked after saved animals all their life. So they've taken in strays and they've given to wildlife charities and so on. And then when they pass away, they may set up a charitable grant scheme so that wildlife hospitals can access extra cash from them. Now that money is a grant, and a grant does not usually have to be paid back. So that is a gift from that person to someone that may be experiencing the same thing that they have once upon a time. And grants are so wide ranging. They can go from grants and really specific sometimes as well. So I've heard of grants for people that have been in the chemist industry all their life, or the construction industry, or the gardening industry, horticulture. There are grants for people with disabilities, for instance. They're probably more widely known about, but there are also really obscure grants as well. So I hope to pick a few out that I think may be helpful and share them with you via these videos. And hopefully at some point one of you may, if you need it. The thing is about grants, you do have to fill a form out and have an actual need. But my guess is there are lots of people in need at the moment. So hopefully maybe some of these will help you. And so they can, I'm going to sort of look at my computer screen at the moment and reel off some of the things that grants can help you with. So there are charities that can assist current and former employees of certain professions, as I was just saying to you about that a minute ago. Lots of regional, as I said. There are charities that focus around illness and disabilities. There are charities that can focus on helping you with things like funeral costs, for instance, or changes to your house due to disability. There are mental health charities. There are charities that are very practical, so they may help with something in your house, or they may help you pay a backlog of rent, for instance, and that's probably going to be something that's quite a common thing at the moment in our current situation, especially in certain sectors that are really suffering from this COVID crisis. There are charities that help women with certain issues. It may be, they've left a situation where there's been a domestic abuse or something like that. There are charities to help children. There are charities that will help look for education if you want to home educate. There are charities for men and mental health. There are charities for everyone and everyone between that as well. So, and in the armed forces, there are charities for people who leave the armed forces and may find struggles getting back into civilian life. You name it, there are charities that give grants, and there is no shame whatsoever in applying for a grant if you have a genuine need to do so. So please do not hesitate. And like I said, that money just sits in the banks, otherwise it doesn't go anywhere else. The person that left that money and set up that charity wants it to go to certain specific types of people and groups. And I won't focus on groups, I'll focus on grants for individuals, so that's so you don't have to have an organisation to apply. So that's the info, an overview of what a grant is. And I'm going to stop this video at this point because I can see it's about 7 minutes long, and then I'm going to start showing very short videos of grant giving agencies and posting those separately, like I said, with a title as well. So this is me in my community role with my sort of practical community focused head on, and then later on I will also share some stuff about wildlife as well. So I shall see you in another video.